Hey there, Year 6. Welcome to Tuesday. So we're just going to go through this video again and we're going to tell you what you need to do for your learning today. So the first thing that you will need to do is that we're going to start on our literacy contract, same as what we always do. Literacy contract, if you click on this link here, it'll take you to your contract. Your tasks are then accessible there. We've given you, similar to yesterday, space under here to work on here. So you just need to click into that point there or onto the next point there. And you can add any work you do for your literacy contract there. Just a reminder, make sure that on our literacy contracts as well, you're still doing your reflections and telling us what date you did it.
Moving on to our shared reading. So today we're going to look at Makalita, and she's starting at 8 minutes 09. So once you go onto that link, you have to move your little dot across to 8 minutes 09, and that is the start of her speech. So again, it's the same as what we did last week. Mr. Martin and I have identified all of the elements that she has used within her speech. And then all we'd like you to do is we'd like you to identify at least 2 examples of where she's used the elements that Mr. Martin and I have identified. So we've done that hard thinking. We just want you to say, can you find where they've used those language features? Give us some examples, exactly what she has said. And again, you can write that on the next page or take a photo and upload your work onto that page.
Yeah, so maybe even with that, maybe see if you can find the direct quote that she actually says that is an example of those language features.
And you can do more than 2 if you like. You don't just have to do 2. You can do more than that if you can find them.
Yeah.
With our writing, we're really starting our writing process today. Now, what you're going to do today is the same as what you're doing tomorrow. So don't do any more than 20 minutes, 30 minutes worth of this writing. We really want you to take your time with it and don't get frustrated with it. So you're going to continue working with the doc that we started last week and you've been using this week as well. So today we're going to start planning our speech and using dot points from our brainstorming that we did last week. So you are going to start thinking about, and maybe in your doc, have these headings: introduction, body, conclusion. So have those headings. And then under those headings, we want you to incorporate your research and some techniques that you think you might use within those paragraphs. So in your introduction, what are some of those key things that you might talk about in your introduction? And what language feature are you going to use to get that message across? Will you use imagery? Will you create a bit of a scene for us? Will you ask rhetorical questions? How are you going to engage your audience? So we want you to really think about how are you going to get that message across to us as your audience. Now, in your body, you're going to think about what are those topics that you're going to talk about? What are those ideas that you want to get across to your audience? And then again, using your research, putting those into the, okay, I'm going to talk about that piece of research that I did. I'm talking about this piece of research. And then in your conclusion, you'll think about, okay, what parts am I going to reuse again into my conclusion? And again, if you need any help, please contact Mr. Martin or I, and we're more than happy to help you. Again, we're going to do the Zoom meeting at 9:30, and we are more than happy to go through this process with you. Or we can contact you and talk to you over the phone with your mum or dad there.
Our next thing that we're going to be having a look at is maths. So for maths, we've got a new task for today, and this is going to take us over the next 2 days as well. So our rich task is that you are going to be creating an itinerary for a trip around Australia. So if you guys click on this link here, once it loads, it will take you to our maths tab on our Google Classroom. Your task is going to be the trip around Australia, and you need to click on this part here that says holiday around Australia. So here are your instructions here. You and your family are planning a massive trip around Australia. You have got 14 flight credits that must be used between different airports around the country. The first 4 trips have been outlined for you, but the rest of the trips are up to you. However, you must finish your trip in Sydney. You need to record the departure and arrival times in 24-hour time, the duration of your flight, and the time that you spend, and the time in the place where you left from when you arrive in your new place. You must spend at least 2 days in each place. So what you will need to do is that you will need to have a look on these websites here. So we put up Skyscanner and Webjet. These are 2 websites that you guys can use to try and find flights between. So my first flight is between Sydney and Adelaide. If I click on Skyscanner, I can then use this part here. I'm going to press one way because I'm only going from Sydney to Adelaide. I'm not coming back. Sydney, and I might change it then to Adelaide. And I want to leave tomorrow. And then I'm going to search for some flights. So you guys can see the time of the flights that we're going to leave then. So you can use that information to find out what time you're going to catch that flight and then record it here in the boxes. So what thing you'll need to look about is the time and the place you departed from. So some places in Australia have got different time zones. So what you might need to do is you might need to do a little bit of research about what is the time difference between different places in Australia. So as we said, this task is going to take you over 2 days. Everything that we want you to record needs to go into that doc that's going to be provided for you.
For sport and music today, you will find that your teachers will have put that into our Google Classroom. So if you have a look under Creative Arts and if you have a look under PE, you will find the work assigned to you just in there.
Yeah. And like we said before, 9:30, we're going to have a Zoom meeting. So if you watch this video, you have more questions, please come onto that Zoom and you can ask our questions then. All right. Thank you, Year 6.
Bye, Year 6.